them. Yadi, if Daivam, providence, prasidati, is in favor, Tasmat, therefore, Kalam, that favorable time, Pratikshadvam, wait until, Yaha, which, Naha, our, Artatvaya kalpate, should be considered in our favor. Translation: unless providence is in our favor, we shall not be able to gain victory. Therefore, we must wait for that favorable time when our defeating them will be possible. This is Bali Maharaj telling his followers, right? His Asura followers. So he's saying, unless providence is in our favor, we shall not be able to gain victory. Therefore, we must wait for that favorable time when we can defeat the demigods. And it will be possible because the timing is favorable at that time. So until then, we have to learn to be patient and we have to wait. 25. Sri Sukha Uvacha. पत्योर्निगदितं श्रुत्वा दैत्यदानवयुतापः रसां निर्विविशु राजन् विष्णुपार्षदतादिता. Translation: Sukadeva Goswami continued, O king, in accordance with the order of their master Bali Maharaj, all the chiefs of the demons and the Daityas entered the lower regions of the universe, to which they were driven by the soldiers of Vishnu. So now, we are living on Earth planet, and this Earth planet is one among innumerable planets within this universe. And this universe is also called Anda in Sanskrit. Anda is egg, because this is egg-shaped, oval-shaped. And this is not only the only universe in the entire creation. There are innumerable universes on the material side of things, and there are innumerable universes in the spiritual world. So that is the sum total of the entire creation. So the entire creation, 75%, three-fourths is the spiritual world, and one-fourth is the material creation. Ekapada Vibhuti is called. Tripada Vibhuti is the three-fourths, which is the spiritual side, and one-fourth, Ekapada Vibhuti, is the material side of things. And even in that one-fourth, there are millions and millions of andas, universes. And we are in one universe, and in that universe, there are innumerable planets, and Earth is only one planet among all those innumerable planets. The creation is so huge and vast. Our mind cannot comprehend it. It's so huge and vast. That is the beauty of the Supreme Lord's creation. So, inside this one universe, the scriptures give a detailed description. On the bottom is the Garbhodaka ocean, and on the Garbhodaka ocean lies a Vishnu form. He is called Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And from his navel sprouts the lotus flower, and on that lotus flower appeared the first created living being in this universe, which is Lord Brahma. And then Brahma is given knowledge by the Supreme Lord, and using that knowledge, Brahma performs another service to the Supreme Lord in assisting him in creating the various planetary systems with various planets from bottom to top. So, bottom seven levels are there. They are technically called the Patala Lokas, but there are seven levels. Each level has innumerable planets, right? Seven levels. And the eighth level is called Bhuloka. And we have so many planets there, and Earth planet is also one of them. That's where we are situated in Bhuloka, and in Bhumi, right? So that's where we are. And then above us, there are six more levels. All these Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Siddhaloka, Satyaloka, like that. There are so many lokas. The topmost is Satyaloka, where Brahma resides. So it is also known as Brahmaloka. So now these followers of Bali Maharaj, including Bali Maharaj is not yet sent, but he will also eventually go there. Now, when Bali Maharaj spoke like that, all these Asuric followers said, okay, we will go down to the Patala Loka. So everybody has gone down. Only Bali Maharaj is remaining, and we are going to see today what's going to happen to him. Text 26. अततार्क्ष्य सुतो ज्ञात्वा विराट प्रभु चिकीर्षितं बबन्धवारुणै पाशैर्बलिं सूते हनिकृतौ. Translation. Thereafter, on the day of Somapana, after the sacrifice was finished, Garuda, king of the birds, understanding the desire of his master, arrested Bali Maharaj with the ropes of Varuna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Garuda, the constant companion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, knows the confidential part of the Lord's desire. Bali Maharaj's tolerance and devotion were undoubtedly super excellent. Garuda arrested Bali Maharaj to show the entire universe the greatness of the king's tolerance. So now all his followers have been banished to the lower Patala Loka planetary systems. Garuda, who is the carrier of the Supreme Lord, because whenever the Supreme Lord goes anywhere, he flies on Garuda. So what does he do? He understands the desire of his master. Who is his master? The Supreme Lord. So he understands what his desire is, which is a very important thing to note. We many times Vedic scriptures, Puranas talk about oneness with the Supreme Lord. Many people understand that in many different ways. Oneness, immediately they say, oh, I am one with the Supreme Lord, so I am as good as the Supreme Lord. There is a separate group of uh, spiritual followers who speak that language. But we also are different from the Supreme Lord. Vedic scriptures mention that also. So, how to reconcile that? The other group, they don't, because they say, oh, we are all one. Yeah, oneness is there. Oneness is there in quality, in our nature. We are spiritual in nature. The Supreme Lord is also spiritual in nature. So we are one in our nature, in our quality. But in terms of quantity, the Supreme Lord is unlimited, infinite. And whereas we, the spirit souls, are infinitesimal. We are very, 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 very tiny. So no way we, the tiny infinitesimal spirit souls, can be equal to the Supreme Lord at any point of time. So that is the understanding that we get from our acharyas and all these elevated devotees. So in the Bhakti Marga, in the path of Bhakti, we clearly understand we, the tiny infinitesimal souls, are never equal to the Supreme Lord. Okay, and then in different purports, especially in Ishopanishad, when Prabhupada is writing a purport, he makes another point too. How we are one with the Supreme Lord. Yeah, we have the same spiritual nature, so we are similar in that fashion. But there is another thing. The devotees of the Supreme Lord are one with the Supreme Lord in terms of accepting the Supreme Lord's desires as their own desire. So they clearly understand and they are in sync and in line with the desires of the Supreme Lord. So that is what is being brought about here. Garuda understands the desire of his master. The Supreme Lord did not need to open his mouth and say or do any other forms of communication, telepathy, or things like that. No, he doesn't need to do anything. All his servers, all his devotees, they understand what his mood is, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what his desires are. So all those things are there. So Garuda understood the desire of the Supreme Lord and said, okay, I'm going to bind Bali Maharaj with the rope. He was not instructed. He was not any communication. No communication happened between the Supreme Lord and Garuda. But Supreme Lord understood. And not only with Garuda, we see with so many other devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of such narrations of those devotees. They understand the Supreme Lord and His desire. We even see Jaya and Vijaya. They understood the desire of the said, whatever you desire, let it happen. And all those pastimes of the four Kumaras coming and cursing Jaya and Vijaya so that they can take birth as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Kumbhakarna, Ravana, Dantavakra, Sisupal, so that the Supreme Lord's desire to have a good fight can happen. So they are ready to serve the Supreme Lord and to fulfill His desires, and they understand His desires, they understand His mood. And we see that in all these exalted devotees that have come, Prabhupada, our Acharyas, Rupa Goswami, they all understand the mood and the desires of the Supreme Lord. And there is another pastime in Valmiki Ramayana, in Bharata Maharaj. He clearly understands the mood and desires of Lord Rama. He never goes against the wishes of Lord Rama. Whether his personal likes and dislikes are never in question. He puts them aside. Lord Rama's likes are my likes. His dislikes are my dislikes. So if he doesn't like something, I will not do it. If he likes something, I will do only that. So there is one instance, right, where King Dasharatha's funeral has happened and Shatrughna and Bharata are walking together. Because just like Lakshman is always with Rama, Shatrughna is always with Bharata. So they have finished the funeral rites and they are walking back to the palace and they see Mantara, Kuni, right? She is the one who gave that evil idea to Kaikeyi. So she has been gifted by Kaikei with very wonderful jewels and silk saris and all that, and she is like bedecked with all these paraphernalia like the silk saris and the jewels, and she is beaming and glowing, happy. Ah, my plan has succeeded. Kaikeyi's son Bharata will now be the king. Looking at it, Shatrughna becomes very angry. So he tells Bharata, I feel dragging her right now and taking out my sword and cutting her to pieces here right now for all the um, um, bad outcomes that has happened because of her instigating Kaikeyi. Bharata says one very nice thing at that time. He says, I agree with you. Not only her, I also want to cut down Kaikeyi to pieces. Who is Kaikeyi? Kaikeyi is his own mom. But they feel so much pain because their beloved Lord Rama was supposed to become the king, sit on the throne. And not only he has been deprived of that, Not only has he been deprived of his kingdom, he has been banished to the forest for 14 years. So much pain. Yes, I feel that. But Bharata says, I Rama doesn't like doing that. He wants them, he wants he wants to treat Mantara and Kaikeyi respectfully. He will not do like what you and I are proposing. Since Rama doesn't like doing that, I will not do that. I will also suggest you to refrain from doing that. Because they know the mood of Lord Rama, they know the desires of Lord Rama, and say, "Oh, he likes this, so I will do it. He doesn't like this, so I will not do it." Even though my personal likes and dislikes are not the criteria. So the reason I mention this is Garuda understands the desires of the Supreme Lord without even being told or communicated about it. No symptoms were given. He understood exactly what the Supreme Lord wants to do. So he brings Bali Maharaj and he brings the ropes of Varuna and ties him up. Text 27. Ahakaro mahanasid rodasyo sarvato disham nigrimane surapato vishnuna prabha vishnuna. Translation. When Bali Maharaj was thus arrested by Lord Vishnu, who is the most powerful, there was a great roar of lamentation in all directions throughout the upper and lower planetary systems of the universe. The entire universe is filled with so many different kinds of living beings. Even the lower planetary systems are the Patala Lokas, the Bhuloka. Along with Earth, there are so many other planets, planetary systems on this level, and there are upper level lokas. Every living being, they lamented, "Oh, Bali Maharaj has been now bound with ropes like a common criminal." 28. Tambaddam varunai pashair bhagavanaha vamanaha nashtashriyam stira pragyam udara yashasham nrupa. Translation. O King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vamanadev then spoke to Bali Maharaj, the most liberal and celebrated personality, whom he had arrested with the ropes of Varuna. Bali Maharaj had lost all bodily luster, but he was nonetheless fixed in his determination. Purport. When one is bereft of all his possessions, he is certainly reduced in bodily luster. But although Bali Maharaj had lost everything, he was fixed in his determination to satisfy Vamanadev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, such a person is called Sthita Prajna. A pure devotee is never deviated from the service of the Lord, despite all difficulties and impediments offered by the illusory energy. Generally, men who have wealth and opulence are famous. But Bali Maharaj became famous for all time by being deprived of all his possessions. This is the special mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead toward his devotees. The Lord says, Yasyaham anugrihnami arishe taddanam shanai. As the first installment of his special favor, the Lord takes away all the possessions of his devotee. A devotee, however, is never disturbed by such a loss. He continues his service, and the Lord amply rewards him beyond the expectations of any common man. What a beautiful purport. A, a pure devotee is never deviated from the service of the Lord, despite all difficulties and impediments offered by the illusory energy. Padam padam yat vipadam. Prahlad Maharaj says in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is danger at every step in this material world. because such is the nature of this material world. Nobody goes looking for sufferings. Sufferings come on its own accord. Nobody invites sufferings to come. Nobody goes looking for it, but sufferings happen. Difficulties happen. Impediments happen. But a pure devotee of the Lord is never deviated from the service of the Lord because of all this. Oh, mm, I have a difficult situation. This came up, that came up. uh, I'm undergoing some difficulty or some obstacle happen. My family members are not cooperating. They are against me practicing bhakti. We say so many different things, but we have to understand when all these things are happening, this is the nature of the material world, and this is happening because of the illusory energy Maya. Because that is the kind of world we are living in. We are living in the world that is built using Maya. So, how do we understand this? When we are in a swimming pool of water, we are going to get wet. We cannot say, I will get into the swimming pool full of water and then I should not get wet. It cannot happen. And similarly, when we go to a desert, what do we expect to see there? A desert is like very green, lush green with lots of water and rivers flowing and all. That is not the description of a desert. Desert is a barren land, dry, arid, barren land. Not even one drop of water we can find. That is the definition of a desert. So, similarly, this material world has been certified by the Creator, the Supreme Lord Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita as Dukalayam. Dukalayam means a place of sufferings. Ashashvatam, non-permanent, temporary. That is the nature of this material world. And into this world we come where it is a place full of sufferings and we are expecting to be happy all the time. How is that even possible? And we are seeking permanence. How is that possible in a place of non-permanence? That is the challenge we have. This place is like that. But despite this, we try to make a living here. So many things we do. Yeah, as kids, we are sent to school, we are studying, and then we work hard, we study hard, we get good grades, and then we try to find a good job. That's a struggle, and then we end up getting a job, and we have to work hard even to maintain that job. And then why even while doing this, so many difficulties and impediments and all these things happen. Do we give up? We don't, because we know the value of it. We have to struggle against the odds. We have to face the difficulties and impediments, and then we have to overcome it and stick to our path to achieve our goal. We know that. But when it comes to bhakti, we want to have it easy. But Prabhupada many times has said, is God so cheap? No, he's not. We have to show ourselves, prove ourselves against all these difficulties and impediments that we are still wanting him. When we so we have to strive. Oh, even though the path might be filled with difficulties and obstacles, we should pray to the Supreme Lord and his devotees and our spiritual master, and then say, please help me. I don't want to get deviated from this path of bhakti because of these difficulties and impediments. I need to keep going forward. So please, so that is what is bhakti about. We have to learn to depend on the Supreme Lord and the devotees. The more we depend on the Supreme Lord and the devotees, the more growth we will see. So that is the kind of relationship. We are learning to depend on the Supreme Lord. We are learning to trust the Supreme Lord and his representatives, devotees. So that's why it says here a pure devotee is never deviated from the service of the Lord. They don't care. Whatever happens, I will stick to it. I will do what uh, I need to do in serving the Supreme Lord and his devotees. They keep doing that. So here, Bali Maharaj has been not only deprived of his possessions, now he has been tied up. And we will see when we are in that position how we will behave. But how did Bali Maharaj behave? That's a beautiful lesson for us. So let's see what happens. Text 29 Padani Trini Dattani Bhumir Mahyam Tvaya Sura Dvabhyam Kranta Mahi Sarva Tritiyam Upakalpaya. Translation: O King of the demons, you have promised to give me 3 steps of land, but I have occupied the entire universe with 2 steps. Now think about where I should put my third. The Supreme Lord is now addressing Bali Maharaj. You promised me 3 steps of land. With 2 steps, everything is done. There is nothing else. So now, how are you going to give me my third step? You promised. You gave your word. Now, how are you going to fulfill your promise? Text 30. Yavad tapat yasau gobir, yavad indu sahodubihi, yavad varshati parjanyas, tavati buriyam tava. Translation: As far as the sun and moon shine with the stars, and as far as the clouds pour rain, all the land throughout the universe is in your possession. Text 31. Padaikena mayakranto burloka kam dishastano swarlokaste dvitiyena pashyataste swamatmana. Translation: Of these possessions, with 1 step, I have occupied Burloka, and with my body I have occupied the entire sky and all directions. And in your presence, with my second step, I have occupied the upper planetary system. Purport: According to the Vedic description of the planetary system, all the planets move from east to west. The Sun, the Moon, and 5 other planets, such as Mars and Jupiter, orbit one above another. Vamanadev, however, expanding his body and extending his steps, occupied the entire planetary system. So now I have occupied everything, and yet only 2 steps of land I have taken. Where is my third step? Text 32. Pratishutam adhatuste niraye vasayishyate vishatvam nirayam tasmad guruna chanumoditaha. Translation: Because you have been unable to give charity according to your promise, the rule is that you should go down to live in the hellish planets. Therefore, in accordance with the order of Sukracharya, your spiritual master, now go down and live there. purport. It is said, Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga pavarga narakeshu api tulyartha darshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same, for such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 17, Text 28. A devotee engaged in the service of Narayana as is always in equilibrium. A devotee actually lives transcendently. Although he may appear to have gone to hell or heaven, he does not live in either place. Rather, he always lives in Vaikuntha. Sagunan samatiti aitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Vamanadeva asked Bali Maharaj to go to the hellish planets, apparently just to show the entire universe how tolerant he was. And Bali Maharaj did not hesitate to carry out the order. A devotee does not live alone. Of course, everyone lives with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because the devotee is engaged in his service, he actually does not live in any material condition. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Kita Janma ho yata tuya dasa. Thus, he prays to take birth as an insignificant insect in the association of devotees. Because devotees are engaged in the service of the Lord, anyone who lives with them also lives in Vaikuntha. We have to remind ourselves about this every single day. Such a beautiful inspiration and encouragement Srila Prabhupada is giving to us. Because we feel easily discouraged, demotivated. We all have interests in bhakti. That's why we are here on this call in the morning today. And we are also following the various principles of bhakti every day in our life, how much ever is possible for each one of us. Yet, the onslaught of Maya is so powerful. It's hammering at us, and we become weakened and weakened and weakened. But these explanations are not only explanations, they are blessings from Prabhupada. That is the beauty of Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports. He's sharing his spiritual ecstasies with us, what he is experiencing. And through that, he is also giving us instructions, guidance, and encouragement, more importantly, protection as well. So, what is being said here? You have failed to keep up with your words. You have broken your promise because you did not give my third step. So, one who doesn't keep up their own words, they have to suffer in hell. One who doesn't keep up their vows and promises, they have to suffer in hell. So Supreme Lord Vamanadeva is telling Bali Maharaj, I am going to send you to the hellish planets just to test him. But Bali Maharaj was not afraid of going to hell. He was afraid that he is not able to keep up his word, which is a very valuable lesson for each one of us. In our life, forget about whether it's our normal life or spiritual things. No, in our life, when we give a word that I say I will do this thing, we have to live up to it. We have to keep it. We have to complete it. So that's the main principle that a human being should live by. And what to speak of us, devotees, who are trying to practice bhakti? Our standard should be even higher than a normal human being. So we have to be very careful on if we have given our word, we have to live up to it, no matter what. And then let's come to what Prabhupada is giving as encouragement. Whether it is hell, whether it is upper planetary systems, whether it is heaven, it doesn't matter for a devotee. As long as they have opportunity to render service to the Supreme Lord, any place is as good as Vaikuntha for them. Because whenever we are serving the Supreme Lord, in some way or the other, by practicing bhakti, we are chanting the holy names every day, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We are reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or hearing Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are cooking food, offering it to the Supreme Lord, and then taking prasadam every day. So, very simple things like this we are doing. The moment we do that, we are connected with Krishna. So, wherever devotees are engaged in the service of the Lord, that place becomes Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. And anybody who is living with such devotees, they are also in Vaikuntha, whether they are practicing bhakti or not. Just by the uh, uh, fact that the person that they are living with is a devotee, they are practicing bhakti every single day, they are making that place Vaikuntha, and anybody who is living with them, they are also living in Vaikuntha because of that devotee. What a great blessing, and how powerful bhakti is. Doesn't matter who we are, how qualified, disqualified we are, but bhakti is powerful, very powerful. So anybody who is even doing a little bit of bhakti in their life, how much auspiciousness they are bringing in to their life. And just because they are bringing it into their life, anybody who is connected with them, the auspiciousness flows into their lives as well. That's why Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, right in the beginning itself, he says how bhakti brings in auspiciousness. So it's very powerful. Text 33. Vrita manoratastasya durasvarga patat yadaha pratishuta asya danena yortinam vipralambate. Far from being elevated to the heavenly planets or fulfilling one's desire, one who does not properly give a beggar what he has promised falls down to a hellish condition of life. The Supreme Lord is continuing. So I came here to beg. And what I asked, 3 steps of land. And what do you said? You said, I will give you 3 steps of land. So I came to beg that you promised to give me what I asked for, and you have not given it. So you did not keep up your promise. You fell down from your promise. You are falling down to a hellish condition of life. विप्रलब्धो ददामीति त्वयाहं चाड्यमानिना त्यद्व्यलीकफलं भुङ्क्ष्व निरयं कतिचित् समा. Translation: Being falsely proud of your possessions, you promised to give me land, but you could not fulfill your promise. Therefore, because your promise was false, you must live for a few years in hellish life. Purport: The false prestige of thinking, I am very rich and I possess such vast property, is another side of material life. Everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and no one else possesses anything. This is the real fact. Ishavashyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Bali Maharaj was undoubtedly the most exalted devotee, whereas previously he had maintained a misunderstanding due to false prestige. By the supreme will of the Lord, he now had to go to the hellish planets. But because he went there by the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he lived there more opulently than one could expect to live in the planets of heaven. A devotee always lives with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, engaging in his service, and therefore he is always transcendental to hellish or heavenly residences. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 8th canto, 21st chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Bali Maharaj Arrested by the Lord. We think, I have this, I possess this, I have this much wealth, I have this much property, I have this much land, all these things we think. But little do we think that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Everything. My capability to speak, my capability to see, my capability to understand things, my intelligence, my skills, my beauty, my wealth, my parents, my spouse, my children, everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam. Idam Sarvam means everything. Everything, including the body. This body things, we think that I am this body sometimes, but when with this spiritual knowledge, we understand we are not this body. But this body belongs to me, it's mine. No, it is body belongs to Krishna. He has given it to me so that I can use it in this life. So even this body belongs to Krishna. So when everything belongs to Krishna, the appropriate thing is to use all these things in serving Krishna. Very simply explained by Srila Prabhupada. All these things belong to him, so it has to be used in his service for his to fulfill his desires, to fulfill his will, for his pleasure. So that is the goal of bhakti. So we are trying to learn that. So we are trying to learn, we are trying to practice. So we make mistakes, which is fine. But we have to keep learning, we have to keep practicing. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice. We have to keep practicing and we have to keep improving. We have to keep getting better and better. And finally, we say, oh, everything I fully understand, not only understand, I can live my life every day. I will dedicate everything that I have in your service, Krishna. Nothing for me. Because currently we are in the hybrid mode. Something for Krishna, something for me. Something for Krishna, something for me. Because we are trying to practice bhakti also. At the same time, we have this I, me, mine, my happiness, my enjoyment, my pleasure. I will do these things for my enjoyment, my pleasure. So we have these two programs going on simultaneously, hybrid setup. But pure devotion is I, me, mine concept, my pleasure, my enjoyment, all these things are gone. It's only about the Supreme Lord Krishna and his pleasure, his enjoyment, his desire. His desires are my desires. His will is my will. Just like Bharata did. Rama doesn't like punishing them or killing them, so I will not do it. And then later on in Chitrakoot, because Bharata chases after Rama, right, to bring him back, he falls at the feet of Rama and like washes Rama's feet with his tears, literally. And then he's begging him to accept his kingdom. He says, "This is your rightful kingdom." Who is Kaikeyi to say that? Who is Dasara to say that? The entire people of Ayodhya, they want you to be the king. This is your kingdom. You have to accept this, come back and sit on the throne and rule it as a king. Please come back. Rama says, no, I have to fulfill the wow, the words of my father. He gave his word to Kaikeyi, right? To our mother. So I have to fulfill that. So I have to stay in the forest for 14 years. Don't ask me to come back. You have to rule. Bharata doesn't like ruling. Yeah, Bharata wants Rama to rule. But he says, since Rama ordered him, he'll say, okay, give me your sandals, footwear. I will take it. I will put it on the throne. As your representative, I will rule the kingdom. So even though he didn't want to rule the kingdom, since Rama asked him to do it, he did it. And how did he do it? He did it as a representative of Rama's footwear, Rama's padukas. That's what is more. So we have been blessed with so many things in our life, our intelligence, our skills, our capabilities, our wealth, the home, the properties that we have, all those things. We think they are ours. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. But just like Bharata did, oh, they belong to Rama, they belong to Krishna. I just be an instrument or a representative of Krishna or Rama and use all these things in his service. Such a wonderful example that Valmiki Ramayana gives. So many valuable lessons. And that is the way we have to live our life and how to keep up the word. Rama said, my father gave his word, his promise to our mother Kaikeyi. I have to fulfill it. Otherwise, it will turn out to be Dasarada did not keep up his words. That's what Supreme Lord is telling Bali Maharaj here. You did not keep up your promise. You did not keep up your words. You failed. So you have to suffer in the hellish planets. So I don't want our father Dasharatha to suffer in hellish planets. So I have to fulfill his words. I have to keep up on his behalf as his representative. So many, many intricate, subtle lessons there. Okay, let's stop here and see if there are any discussions, comments, questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, reading so many verses and so much of learning. I always think that when I hear your class, it's like, I almost feel that like, I'm out of my bodily concept then, because we forget so important to hear all this that we are not the body and we are, everything belongs to Krishna and we are just basically instruments in the hand. But sometimes way along in our life, we although we are chanting, we are reading everything we're doing, but we get lost and we feel that is Krishna like, I mean, is very far away from me, I'm just doing my practices, like that thought comes sometimes. But then
Mhm.
again, when you mentioned we meet devotees association, again we feel very juvenated. And again, when we are all by myself, sometimes, most of us are from Monday to Saturday, we are doing our duties towards parents, other things. And then, so we can kind of get lost. So how can we really all the time think that, we should do everything? Because the quote I was sharing today was also similar. Everything should be an offering to Krishna. So it's very easy to read the quote, but to follow, I feel I was thinking it's not so easy.
Yeah,
So if you can share some points on that.
yeah. How to do it as everything as service to Krishna? We have to see everything as belonging to Krishna.
Hmm.
So that we have to first do that first, right? Then we can do everything as a service to Krishna. But we don't see everything as belonging to Krishna. We say, oh, these belong to me. Oh, my mother, my father, my husband, my wife, my children. But who do they belong to? They belong to Krishna. We don't see it like that. We think that they belong to me. We have been temporarily loaned in this lifetime. Krishna has given them as a temporary loan to us in this lifetime. So, one example, assume that I am your next door neighbor and you are going on a yatra for a month and you give your home keys. After the yatra is done, you come back and I tell you, oh, that home is mine because I have the keys. How would you feel?
Probably betrayed, you know.
Yeah, what? What? That's my house. That's my key. So Krishna is giving us his people in this lifetime. Some people are in the form of our parents. Some of them, like one of them is like a spouse, and the others are like children and friends and relatives. But they are not mine. They are on loan to us. The original owner is Krishna. So at the end of when we are returning, we have to account ourselves to Krishna. Say, yeah, I took care of it properly. When you come back, I should have taken care of your home properly, and I should return the home key to you. That's my responsibility, right? To you. Similarly, I have responsibility to Krishna. He has given me all these things, all these people in my life. So at the end of this life, I am accountable to him. Say, I have to return everything back and say, okay, Krishna, I have taken care of everything and everybody as best as I can, and I have to give account of it and then say, okay, please accept it back. But we don't think like that. We think that they all belong to us. My children, they should listen to me. So let's first start seeing them as belonging to Krishna first. And if we don't, we can at least remind ourselves every day they belong to Krishna, they belong to Krishna, they belong to Krishna. So I'm just a caretaker. Then we can properly serve them serve Krishna by serving them. Hope it helps,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. If anybody has any question, comments, then please go ahead. We have a lot of participants today. 25 people are there on the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I like that answer. Just wanted to know, like, because, we have to, while we have to think it as they are all Krishnas, and yeah, everybody is of Krishnas. When there is a hindrance in executing the duties and responsibilities because of the other jivas and their, different way of
Mhm.
going, how, what we should do and how should we go with those situations.
Yeah, Pandavas are the good examples for that. Pandavas, there are so many calamities, life-threatening calamities in their life. When those things happened, what was their first thought? Oh, I have been doing devotion, bhakti to you for all these years, and all I keep getting is only troubles after troubles. No, they did not even ask, why is this happening to me? Their thought immediately goes to Krishna to take shelter of Krishna, and then they deal with their problems, and Krishna helps directly or through other people. Throughout their life, we can see that, and we can see it in our life too. It's not like we are like left alone, but we think like that. Oh, I'm independent. I will make my own decisions. And then because of that, Maya steps in. When we put Krishna in the center of our life, Maya vanishes. But we put ourselves, our in self-interest in the center, then Maya steps in, Maya dominates. So that is the big problem that we have to avoid. So we have to learn, we have to practice, we have to see all these devotees, we have to learn from all these devotees mentioned in the Puranas and Mahabharata and learn from them how to be dependent on Krishna, how to put Krishna in the center of our life. And even all the devotees in our life today, our spiritual master, they are helping us to put Krishna in the center of our life and to remove ourselves from the center. So when we do these things, it becomes very easy for us to start. And then even if there are obstacles, impediments, we are not obstructed, just like the Pandavas. So many things happen. Prahlad, just a small 5-year-old boy, his own father was terrorizing him and trying to get him killed. Even then, Prahlad Maharaj's thing was like, oh, I'm afraid, oh Krishna, oh Narayana, please come and save me. No, he did not. He was remembering the Supreme Lord, not even deviating 1 inch, even in that situation. Why? Because he had that bhakti. So we have to cultivate bhakti and we have to be in the association of devotees so that we learn and grow in bhakti, and we also derive strength from the association of devotees even when there are personal challenges and impediments. We are able to step over it and keep continuing. So we need devotee association a lot and we should value it. And then one thing to keep in mind, we have so conditioned. This is not the only lifetime in this material world for us. We have lived millions and millions of lifetimes in the material world. So we have become habituated, we have become conditioned to think and perform in a certain way. We learn to depend and trust our skills, intelligence, capabilities more than we can trust the other person. And in this case, the other person is Krishna. We are still struggling to put our trust in Krishna and to depend on Krishna. Rather, we want to depend on our skills, capabilities. Oh, I will, impediments come, I will try to get it resolved this way, that way. I will try so many different options. So, what are we doing? We are keeping, I am trying to take shelter of my strength, my capability, my intelligence, my smartness, and so on. But when all these things keep repeatedly happening, it's an opportunity for us, just like for the Pandavas. Oh, I will turn my attention to Krishna. I will pray to Krishna. I will remember Krishna. And I say, Krishna, please help me overcome this. So, those are the things that we have to learn, practice, and get better at.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. I was along the same lines of what you were just saying. In during difficulties, we try to remember, say, Krishna, maybe this is my karma, help me with this and all. But when we are elated and when I'm happy, for a moment, sometimes I think, oh, this is Krishna's mercy. But how do I cultivate that even when I'm happy, that I have to surrender? Consider that as a Krishna's blessing.
Yeah, we can be gratitude. We can be grateful every single day. Today we woke up. How many of us thanked Krishna for waking up? We could have died, right? We could have passed away in the sleep. Oh, we woke up. Not only woke up, I am able to hear because only the alarm bell ringing brought me back to consciousness. So we can thank Krishna, right? I am able to see, I am able to hear, and not only that, I am able to move my hands and legs. Thank you, Krishna. Gratitude. And similarly, at the end of the day, before we go to sleep, we can thank Krishna. Thank you. You gave me so many things. Some of those things I noticed, some many of those things I did not notice. Some things I learned, many I have to learn. But thank you. Thank you for that. And anytime a good thing happens, the first thing we can say is thanks, Krishna. Thank you for being so kind to me. I don't deserve it, but you gave it to me. Thank you. So gratitude journal is a good habit. It's a good practice. We can thank him and thank the devotees in our life, thank our spiritual master. Otherwise, we are like superficially saying, okay, yeah, yes, mercy, mercy. But gratitude is a deep felt feeling. It cannot be faked. Whatever little gratitude we have, we can express it to Krishna and say thank you. What is the necessity of Prabhupada to come and give all these things? He cared so much. He was so compassionate to us. We were not caring for ourselves. We did not show compassion to ourselves. But here is one person who cared so much. He wanted everybody in this world to get this message. And imagine, think about the devotees in your life, how much they have given you. The first thing we can say, do, and say is say thank you, gratitude. And it becomes a habit. Rompal Swami Maharaj keeps repeating, he is my spiritual master. He keeps repeating, we have to exercise our gratitude muscle. We exercise, right? Our hands and legs, because all the body muscles should be, and especially as we are aging, we have to keep doing all these exercises so that the muscles are staying in good shape. So we have to exercise our gratitude muscle also. The expression of gratitude fructifies at one point of time as Krishna Prema. Because it keeps connects us more and makes us grow more and more in bhakti, and finally we reach the stage of Krishna Prema like the gopis. So gratitude is a very good thing to practice every day.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you so much for this wonderful class. Gratitude is very good, but and at every point, if we can remember the Lord, nothing like it. But how about early in the morning? If we just, sometimes you forget every minute. So just say once, like, thank you, God, for this lovely day, and at night before sleeping. How is that?
It's a starting point. It's not a finish line. Yeah, it's a good starting point to say it once in the morning and once in the night. So we do it every day. That itself is a challenge for us. We do it one day, the other days we don't. But let's get to the point where do it every day. That is an improvement to that starting point. And then slowly now saying thanks to Krishna, to saying thanks to the Guru Parampara and our Guru spiritual master, then it becomes even more a habit. And then every single thing that's happening in our life, we will find something to say thanks to them. Because we are growing, and then every minute of our existence, we are so grateful.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, gratitude will help in fructifying Krishna Prem, definitely. Never thought of that. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. So as you were saying, we need to be grateful and gratitude. I really want to show my gratitude to you, Prabhuji, because your association has helped us a lot to understand what Krishna conscious is and help us maintain that in our day-to-day life, like by associating you with you, like on a uh, frequent basis. So, like, it helped a lot. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for all your association.
Thank you. Because it's not like, okay, I am a very elevated, advanced devotee. Yeah, I understand something and I'm practicing something. I'm not able to practice many things. So, but having devotees like you and everybody on this call in my journey, I consider it as a blessing. We are like-minded souls who can read and discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, or Bhagavad Gita. It's a blessing to have these wonderful souls as partners in my journey. So thanks to each one of you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for amazing class. Thank Preeti Mataji for suggesting me to join the Bhagavatam class. I never expected this to be so beautiful. Thank you for helping us travel through this path, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Every word was every word you spoke was very, very touching, very beautiful. The way you interconnected all the scriptures, amazing, Prabhuji. And
Yeah.
I pray to hear the classes as much as I can, not stop the association of all your devotees.
Together we shall move towards Krishna's lotus feet.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody else has any question, comments? I just want to share one line. Like, I remember when I joined Krishna consciousness, I heard from Radhanath Maharaj ji, we should have attitude of gratitude. So I was like, I remember this. I say, why is Maharaj saying like that? Then I realized that actually this is missing in the world, so they have to say it. Like it has to be mentioned again and again, and it has to be like remembered. Then it'll kind of settle in our consciousness. Otherwise, most people don't have that attitude. And there's so much of egoism and false ego and prestige and all kinds of things they carry. But our Guru
Entitled.
Maharaj is,
They,
yeah,
they, they feel entitled. Oh, it should be given to me. I deserve it. It should come to me. No. Why it should come to me? Nothing should be given to me. I'm not entitled to anything. So whatever I am receiving, I should feel grateful for. And Prabhupada's disciples, every one of them, if you hear them talk and if you hear them offer their respects to Prabhupada on Vyasa Puja day or any other day, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is gratitude. Without you coming into our life, where would we be? So they feel so grateful for Prabhupada coming into their lives and saving them. Every one of them, here, any Prabhupada's disciple, when you hear them speak, the gratitude flows out of them. They feel so grateful to Prabhupada for saving. For them, Prabhupada is their savior. And truly so. And they feel it, they live it every day. So it emanates from them, that feeling of gratitude.
Yes, Prabhuji, and we hear of many cases where, I don't know, I will not be able to paraphrase very nicely. There was a lady who used to make a very good hairstyle, but she was very against all the devotees. And when Prabhupada came, everybody wants to keep her away. But one time Prabhupada said, I want to meet that lady. And she met the lady and she said, Swamiji, you are the best. Other devotees, other devotees, I don't know. They are like this, they are like that. But Swamiji, I'm a fan of yours. So, like, why is she saying like that? There's something special, very special about Srila Prabhupada. That's why. And obviously she was a lady who had little attitude, but everybody will shed their attitude out, if Prabhupada is there, it's like immediately get purified.
Right?
So,
How much bhakti he had, how much gratitude he had for his spiritual master, how much
hmm.
gratitude he had for his disciples. He said, thank you all. You have all been sent by my Guru Maharaj to help me and assist me in my services. How much humility he had. Many instances, right? Prabhupada's disciples were very young, so they were very dedicated, joined the movement, and their parents were thinking that their children are being brainwashed and they are in a religious sect or things like that. So they wanted to come and meet Prabhupada. And they came and talked with Prabhupada for how long? In a few minutes they talked. And till date, even after many years, they will talk about Prabhupada in that glorious terms and gratitude. No, he was such a saintly person. I felt safe that my child is under the care of that person. They had so much anxiety, fear because they did not know what their children were getting into. But when they met Prabhupada, even for a few minutes, it's that impression stayed with them throughout their life.
Yes, Prabhuji, and also want to mention that he when like Prabhupada was told by his Guru Maharaj to travel everywhere, right? So he was following his footsteps of his Guru, following his instructions, right? But inside his desire, in the last moments of Prabhupada's life, he said, "I want to leave my body in Vrindavan." So his desire of leaving his body in Vrindavan was the last he kept. His primary desire was what his Guru Maharaj wanted, to go and preach in the West. I'm sure even if he didn't want to, he was doing it. If he had not met his Guru Maharaj, he would have probably lived in Vrindavan forever. Because like if you make a statement like this, I want to leave my body and make sure I'm in Vrindavan. So that is the only thing I think he must have asked for himself. Rest dedicated 101% life to Guru Maharaj. So, and I think even in India, like Modi ji, and there are so many other leaders, other leaders, they say that what he did, no one could do, no one can do in this lifetime, has ever done also, so he made his point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare, yeah,
Premanandri Mataji, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Mataji, please go ahead.
it's okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for insisting on the importance of gratitude, Prabhu. It takes me back to one quote by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. And we are all we trying to develop love for Krishna, and we need to be peaceful for that. And I always thought to be peaceful, we need to be content. But then, if contentment is what will bring peace, but then Maharaj, this quote, contentment lives only in hearts of those who are grateful.
Yeah.
So gratitude is
We lost you. She's having internet issues, looks like.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this excellent class. As always, and we have so many attendees today, the highest number. So, and you explained so nicely about the attitude of gratitude, and in the last about Srila Prabhupada. So we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada, and we are grateful to you also that you are passing on this knowledge to us. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And we are grateful to Shamrasika Devidasi Mataji to bring us here also. Hare
Oh
Krishna.
no, everybody, Mataji, everyone is coming regularly, so that's why I can bring these amazing speakers. So all good. I'm grateful to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. Every time I'm the last one to thank you very much. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. And I would like to thank this organizer, Mataji, Shyamara Mataji. She's so sincere every time. I don't know. I am not able to. I'm just trying to be like Mataji. And Prabhuji, I'm really inspired with this class. Like Bali Maharaj set up the perfect example for Atma Nivedanam. And then gratitude, like you told me earlier in the another class also in Tamil Gita, you have mentioned about the gratitude journal, but still I'm not able to write it. But today you have mentioned another point that like Guru Maharaj said, like we have to develop the practice of writing journal, this gratitude journal. So we develop prema. That point stuck. That like kind of nailing on my head. So I definitely I try to do that practice, Prabhuji. I'll practice that. And then you also mentioned like if the father, even though Lord Dasharatha made promise to his wife, but Lord Rama wanted to keep up that promise. That is so inspiring. And then my question is like, this is always in my mind, like, though Bali Maharaja belongs to demon family, and his spiritual master, his master is like Sukracharya, but how he's able to ignore his spiritual master, his words, and then able to surrender to Lord Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Because he has that bhakti. He is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So that effect, the trickle down effect from Prahlad Maharaj bhakti is there in that lineage.
Okay.
So anybody who is associated with the bhakti, a devotee, is so fortunate to get all this trickle down effect. That's why we have to be very careful to cultivate relationships with devotees, and we have to be careful in our interactions with the devotees. It's not like a normal human to human relationship. So bhakti is very powerful. Devotees are very powerful because they carry bhakti in their heart. And Prahlad Maharaj's grandson is Bali Maharaj. So he has that bhakti. So with that bhakti, it, okay, Sukracharya, my spiritual master, is giving me a contradictory instruction. He said, don't give to Vishnu. No, I have to give to Vishnu. So I reject your instruction. At least Pali Maharaj had, Prahlad Maharaj had as his grandfather. Prahlad Maharaj did not have anybody. He was born in a, Hiranyakashipu was a universal terrorist. And he was his son, and he wanted his son to follow in his footsteps, but he was doing 180-degree opposite. A small boy, a 5-year-old boy, his own biological father was terrorizing him and torturing him and trying to kill him in so many different ways. You cannot even imagine. But Prahlad Maharaj did not budge an inch from his devotion, from his remembrance of Lord Narayan.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It was so wonderful. And hearing Bhagavatam the morning is so great for me. Hope this day goes well for me. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna, and for everyone also. Hare Krishna.
Definitely. Srimad Bhagavatam stays with us throughout the day when we start the day with it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So sorry, I lost connection.
Welcome back.
Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, Prabhuji. So I was just saying that the quote that there's one quote that I have saved. It says, "Contentment lives only in the hearts of those who are grateful."
Mhm.
It's a quote by His Holiness Radhanath Swami
Mhm.
Maharaj. So, and so what I was saying is gratitude is the root of all divine virtues in anyone's character, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so thank you so much for stressing on that today, Prabhuji. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Also, Prabhuji, you mentioned about that Mataji was asking about the question. So when Prahlad Maharaj did such a nice bhakti, they say the 7th generation benefit from it. So basically, Bali Maharaj also benefited in the sense that he was very Krishna conscious, and he knew that in front of if Krishna is there, and then he's a supreme spiritual master. So
True.
if even if his
True.
own uh, whatever he didn't have own spiritual master. It was basically I don't know. I'd heard on the call he was basically he had a different name altogether.
Yeah, but
He was
we
not
are
he was not
we,
connected to the parampara bhakti, right? That guru.
yeah, but we have to keep in one. Yeah, he had that fortune of bhakti entering his life, but he has to accept it and take it, grab hold of it. So Bali Maharaj chose to take bhakti. Even though bhakti came into his life, he could have chosen something else. He could have ignored bhakti and chosen something else. So just being in the lineage, in the descendants of a devotee, bhakti, we get an opportunity for bhakti to come into our life, but we still need to choose and hold on to it. Bali Maharaj did that.
Prabhuji, otherwise Bali Maharaj used to follow everything his guru used to say, because he was in the lineage of the demoniac, and of course it's not easy for a demoniac person to become devotee unless special mercy, or just like 7th generation or some, like somebody's there.
It doesn't matter. You are still getting hung up on the 7th generation, 14 generations, 21 generations.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
But the thing is, we have to keep in mind is bhakti comes some way or the other. Even though nobody was a devotee in our family, some devotee came and gave bhakti and brought bhakti into our life. Okay, well, it has come. What am I doing with it? Am I trampling it, or am I making use of it properly in the way it is supposed to be used? That is the question each one of us have to look at. Bali Maharaj did that. Bali Maharaj said, yes, serving Vishnu and offering everything Vishnu is the right thing to do. So I will do it, no matter what. That's why he is a Mahajan. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. This pastime has many, many details, and some of it is very fascinating that Bali Maharaj did not retort or show any remorse or
He
any,
didn't say
he
a
didn't
word.
defend.
He didn't say,
Yeah,
why are you punishing me? This is injustice. He did not say
yeah,
that.
yes, Prabhuji. And so at this moment when he's getting tied up by Varuna Pasha, etc., we feel that Lord could have been less harsh to him, because even though he surrendered everything, he's still getting bound up. So is it to show us that how much tolerant and
Yeah.
accepting whatever
He
the Lord
wanted to
wants?
show the entire universe for generations to come how great Bali Maharaj is. He just kept quiet with bowed down head. He didn't utter a word. Tears were streaming from his eyes. I couldn't keep up my words. That was Bali Maharaj's mood. And Supreme Lord wanted to show every one of us. Look at Bali Maharaj, how great he is.
Thank
So
you so much.
much provocative situation he was under. He was being tried like a common criminal. Immediately something happens. We immediately say, oh, this is injustice. Oh, it should not have happened. They should not have spoken to me like this. Immediately, we are so intolerant. But Bali Maharaj was so tolerant of whatever was happening and being done to him. What a great personality. Immediately we become furious, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
For even a small things or something, some small somebody said or did, we cannot tolerate. We blow up. How mature we should become. We have a long way to go.
Yes, Prabhuji. He was tied up even in front of his wife and his grandfather.
His
He was
children,
utterly humiliated. Yes.
his family, his followers. Forget about the family also, right? Followers are looking at him and idolizing him, right?
Yes.
They have been glorifying, hey, Bali Maharaj ki jai, all those things are ringing in his ears in front of them. Such a wonderful personality.
So, Prabhuji, we should learn tolerance from Bali Maharaj.
We can, definitely. We can learn tolerance from Prahlad Maharaj. We can learn tolerance from Pandavas, Kunti Maharani, Draupadi. Yeah. When we look at all these devotees that are coming in Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll find all these things. Gratitude is there, tolerance is there, patience is there, forgiveness is there, compassion is there. All these are qualities that um, Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita as knowledge. He defends those qualities as knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, right? Titikshaksva Karunika. How important it is for us to pray to get these qualities in our life, in ourselves. Hopefully, one day soon, we will all be blessed with these wonderful qualities.
Yes, Prabhuji. He is known for the being the Acharya for surrender, Atmanivedanam, but he has so many other qualities also. Is it that surrender brings out all the other qualities, or
Bhakti,
all?
bhakti brings out all these qualities.
Yes.
That's why we should grab hold of bhakti that has come into our life and never let go. It's our lifeline.
Like the surrender is the ninth limb of bhakti, right, Prabhuji? So
It's one of the limbs of bhakti. Through that means he is grabbing hold of bhakti, and he became famous for it. But bhakti is so nice, so powerful. We should be greedy for it. We should want more of it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the class. So, the points, the wonderful points you mentioned. The first, we should see, like at least the close people associated devotees or people associated with us to see them belonging to Krishna. But in the world outside, it's like quite big world, right? Everyone is there. It's not just like human living beings there. Everything, nature is there.
Mhm.
We kind of forget that nature or the things which are available to us in the world, they belong to Krishna and try
Mhm.
to look them with the eye of for our gratification. That's very prevalent in me at least. So, but I really appreciate the fact you raised that things are loaned to us by Krishna, and we should see that they are his property, and then we should kind of good care of them, respect them. But still, it's a little hard for me to broaden my perspective at like bigger level. I need to work on that. That thank you for bringing that valuable insight. And also the desire in the beginning you mentioned, right, Prabhu? The desire, the Lord's desire, it's kind of our the for the great devotees, their desire is what Lord desire is. They focus on the Lord desire, and that's the one that's the thing that's means we for me I is my all desires are not Lord desires. It's very minimal. Maybe we can
Hybrid mode. We are all in hybrid mode.
for me, I would say the percentage will be too small, where maybe point points, but
That's fine. But still, there is some bhakti. So we are still hybrids.
yeah. So I had a question around that one question that like there's a story around Gopal Bhatt Goswami, right? One of the six Goswamis. He had that desire to worship Krishna, right? And then the Krishna manifested himself from the Shaligram
Radharaman.
for Gopal Gopal Bhatt Goswami Maharaj pleasure, right? So was it uh, the Acharya's desire, or was it Krishna's desire also to be served by him, and then both?
Yeah, Krishna had a desire. Krishna reciprocated with that love of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. It's okay, you have this. He knows how pure a devotee he is. And so he wants to decorate me, serve me like this. Oh, I will reciprocate.
Hmm. So it's both.
We have to remember that point always. Krishna always reciprocates, even to us. You said you are doing only tiny little bit of bhakti, your percentage is very small. Even for that, Krishna reciprocates.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. I think I'm trying to understand that. Thank you. But thank you actually to bring me to this path from time back. But this has been actually very nice. I could never have kind of gotten the perspective how God or Krishna can reciprocate. But even with like small times like us, we get so much of love and favor from Krishna in form of devotees coming in life as such. But thank you for that. Another thing I liked in the class was the he was Bali Maharaj was being pushed to the lower planetary system in the hellish planets, and he was still very probably happy, jubilant about it. He was not he didn't his determination was still strong that it's God is doing that. And there was a point in the reading, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter.
Prabhupada mentions in the purport, because it was on the order of the Supreme Lord, he was so happy to go there. There is nothing going is going to be a troublesome for him.
So I really like the point. It doesn't really matter you heaven, hell. It really shouldn't bother us where we could be, because for Bali Maharaj, it was Lord who pushed him to hellish planet. That was his great honor actually to Bali Maharaj. But for us, we probably need to learn in any situation we could be in, like hellish or what. We still need to practice for this path. I think that's all.
One thing that we come to understand and appreciate when we have a spiritual master in our life is, no matter what, if we just follow the instruction or guidance of the spiritual master, no matter how turbulent it is in the interim, eventually we will come out with a better outcome.
Yeah, you're right, Prabhu. On that one, thank you. Thank you. And I think your failures on this path also leads to success at the end. I think.
Yeah, provided we are following the guidance and instructions of a senior devotee or our guru,
Yes,
then we are safe.
you're right. Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, we can keep making mistakes and we will appear to be foolish. But when we are under the protection and shelter and guidance of our Guru and Guru Parampara, then there is real improvement, real growth.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Excellent class, as always. Your classes are always one of my favorites. There were many points, several points that you made that I really resonated with, but one was personal, but one that really stuck to me, and so I realized that I need to follow through with certain things that I promised. But thank you for this class, and thank you. I'm always very grateful for your presence in my life and having you as my Shiksha Guru. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhagat Pranam. Thank you so much for this excellent class, and Radha Seva Mataji for mentioning that too. And many of you express gratitude towards me all the time, but I really want to grab this opportunity to appreciate and express my gratitude and expand this gratitude to all our Nitya Harinam Sangha team, which is Rupini Padma Mataji, Manidhar Prabhu. He always see all the IT things in our call. Premanandini Mataji and Nikunjaras Prabhu and all everyone greeting who are greeting every day. So everyone and who are joining every day, because of all of you, we have so many speakers, and I'm so grateful to all the speakers, including you, Raghunandan Prabhu, for this service we are doing since last 15 years. And Prabhuji, who started this call, His Grace Adi Guru Prabhu. So I'm very grateful all of you. And of course, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, who have initiated this call. So, in Prabhupada. So, thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Anyway, thank you for inviting me to speak. And I learned so much by preparing and speaking and also interacting with all the devotees and all the questions that are being asked. So it helps me to introspect, because it's not like, okay, I know everything, so I answered the questions. Just sometimes, not sometimes, like many times, it's the Paramatma that is inspiring to give an answer. And then once the answers have come, it's also I go back to those answers and think about it and say, okay, so much so much meaningful instructions are there in that. So how much can I do? How much I can I do consistently? How much can I improve? So it's not like I just answered it means like I'm living it and practicing it. There's a lot. So Paramatma is inspiring for those answers to come. But yeah, I can strive to live like that every day. So it's a wonderful opportunity.
Prabhuji, one question is coming. Sorry, I have another phone on. See, Vamana Dev, Lord Vishnu came as Vamana Dev, Krishna. So he came in a dwarf form with small steps. So my understanding, it's not a question, it's just like a clear understanding. So my thing is that he came like that as a dwarf with small steps. So it shows to us when he took those 3 steps, he took everything. So that means that Lord, with as a coming in a dwarf form with baby steps, is capable of taking everything. So he
It did
didn't
not,
come
it
like a
did not,
gigantic.
it did not happen that way. He came as a dwarf Brahmana boy.
Hmm.
So his three steps are very small. That's what Bali Maharaj tells Vamanadev. You can ask me for more. I own all the three lokas, so you can ask me for more. There is a philosophical discussion that happens between Vamanadev and Bali Maharaj, and then Vamanadev says three steps are sufficient for me. And then what happens when Bali Maharaj promises that he'll give those three steps, he assumes the huge gigantic form. So that gigantic form, in 2 steps, he has covered the three lokas.
Hmm.
So only when he took that universal form, he covers the three lokas in his 2 steps. And then he says, "Where is my, I don't see anything else where I can keep my third step."
Okay. So later on, he shows universal form. So, but initially, why did he come as a dwarf? That's my question.
Yeah, you see, he likes doing all these pranks. He like, oh,
Okay.
because Diti, sorry, Aditi was the mother of the demigods. She prayed. We read, right? She prays to the Supreme Lord, and then uh, he agrees to come and reclaim the heavenly kingdom of the demigods and give it back to them. So, but why he has to choose a specific dwarf? Because he likes humor. He likes
Hmm.
playing all these mischiefs and pranks, and it adds spice to his leelas, and he like allows doing all these wonderful stuff. Who imagines the Supreme Lord to come like a dwarf, that to a dwarf boy? He can. Who can imagine him coming like a tortoise, a boar, a fish,
Mhm.
and half man, half lion? Even goddess Lakshmi, his wife, his eternal consort, he said, "Yeah, I know this is my husband, but I have not seen, so I am not sure whether this is really my husband." So
Yes.
he amazes everybody, right, with all these, doing all these things. And we like reading and talking about it for generations, millions of years we are reading. Uh, Everybody is reading and everybody is happy, enlivened. Oh, the Supreme Lord is so wonderful, so amazing. He does so many amazing things.
Yes, Prabhuji, and also, a dwarf's steps are so small, so
Yes.
it'll make him feel that, oh, he's not giving much. So
Yeah.
that's also another reason
He tricked. He played a
yeah,
prank on
yes.
Bali Maharaj. He said, 3 steps. Oh, 2 steps, everything is done.
Yes, Prabhuji, but Bali Maharaj didn't care, but his guru was saying he'll take everything away. He was so scared, like Ravan, not Ravan.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
Ravan, he was
why
scared.
even Raman? Like each one of us, we are scared our material possessions will be taken away. Oh, I will not be
Yeah.
able to enjoy.
Hmm.
Sukracharya represents that materialistic tendency in us.
Yes. So I was just asking you this question, thinking that is there a specific reason why he's come like that? Maybe I didn't know. And Prabhuji, you can enlighten you know so much about Shastras. So that means he's playing tricks. So that's good.
Yeah, he likes performing amazing, wonderful things
Yeah.
that we are not even envisioned. He's so amazing and he's so wonderful. And he's a prankster. Krishna is a prankster. He likes playing pranks. How many pranks he played on his devotees in Vrindavan?
Yes.
Such a wonderful personality. Oh my God. How nice it would be to be with him, play with him.
Yes, Prabhuji, one of my friends, she doesn't follow Krishna conscious. She's told me that, you people worship Krishna, but he's a tricky god. So I was like, that's good. But she
Yeah,
didn't like
right.
the idea,
Good.
because people don't like to be tricked.
But tricked, but he is not putting us down, shaming us, or trampling on
Yes,
us. His tricks are uplifting us, elevating us, enlivening us.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, because sometimes people make negative comments. So, and it doesn't really
No,
matter.
they don't know
You
him. They don't
They
know
don't know.
Krishna.
Exactly. We should tell them to read books, Prabhupada's books, and then he
Yeah,
will know.
we can just
Yeah.
say, get to know him.
Yes, that's it.
Get to know him better, and you will fall in love with him.
Mm.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
like, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Oh, I just wanted to make that one small point that, everybody thinks Krishna tricks. And, for my wedding, I got a present of wooden Krishna with a flute. And my wife was saying, we should take the flute off, else he'll take everything away. So it's like some very materialistic minds, they think, uh, just taking Krishna will, with his flute and trickery, he'll take away everything. So take the flute away from the deity. It's so crazy how, if you
If
are
he
in the
wants to
wrong
take,
mindset.
people don't see the other portion, right? Whatever he takes away, he gives more than that in return.
Yes.
Preeti
Yes.
Mataji had something to say.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I was just thinking, please correct me if my thinking is wrong. So, like as you were saying, Krishna comes and plays different pranks in all the leelas. But in everyday life, like Krishna will be coming in different forms around us, like in the form of husband, in the form of kids, in the form of friends, in the form of associates in the office. Like he'll be playing different pranks. And like how we remind in Krishna consciousness and how we see that other person as Krishna, or if we see it as a like that individual is the place where like he tricks. If you see it as Krishna will surrender and will be humble and without anger, without saying no or do things like that. But when we just see it as an individual, then all the emotions, all the
Mhm.
anarthas will come in us. So like it's his leela going on every day, every minute around us. And when we just show our back, then it will be like a hell. And if we just surrender to his lotus feet, it's like every day.
Acceptance,
Yeah.
accepting Krishna's hand in our life. So there are so many people in our life, and through them, Krishna will act his magic. And so many situations in our life, Krishna's hand is there behind that. So once we see Krishna and Krishna's hand in all of our dealings and all the situations in our life, we'll say, okay, now I have a choice. Do I accept or do I not accept? Do I choose Krishna? Do I not choose Krishna? Every moment we have a choice. So we can say yes to Krishna or we can say yes to Maya. That's a default position. It's better to say yes to Krishna. So wonderful, so nice.
Prabhuji, there's one Mohan Rupa Prabhu. Mohan Rupa, he says that I'm reading the last bit. Thank you so much uh, for all your guidance in my life.
Yeah, Rupa Mataji.
Mohan Rupa. Okay, Mataji, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for all your love and affection and blessings, and tolerating me, tolerating my classes, tolerating my explanations. So if I have misspoken anything, said anything wrong, please forgive me and kindly bless me that I can get better in sharing Krishna's knowledge as it is.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And I also wanted to mention that this Nitya Harinam Sangha is like a team effort where we all work like a team together. And it's so important that, and we are so grateful, so much grateful we are to the speakers, who on a consistent basis, they join every month. So you are one of them who is very, very consistent and always take your spot. So, but yeah, it's like so many people are working underhand because sometimes, people are in the background, like Nikunj Ras Prabhuji, he just starts the recording every day. He's recording very consistent. Mataji every day sharing any problem. Manidhar Prabhu is there, and also Mataji plays a very active role. Premanandani Mataji also, like gives guidance to all of us. Sometimes, like kind of brings the whole team together. So it's all like a joint effort. And, like I feel that Prabhupada's mercy is there on all of us and this call because Prabhupada says they'll always be happy if you work together. So that's what we're trying to do, work together. So that's what we have to do in our life. With our families, we have to work together. In our workplace, we have to work together everywhere. That way, just to make Srila Prabhupada happy. So with that having said, anybody else has any last minute question, comments? Otherwise, we can end the call for today. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय.
Jai.
शिवप्रभात की
Jai.
जय. His Raghunandan Das Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
All
Thank
the
you,
All,
Prabhu.
devotees,
and
Hari
all the devotees who joined today, unki jai.
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 Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
And thank you
Thank
to
you
all
so
the
much.
devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.